The other night, really for the last several nights, I've been having some insomnia. And I wake up, 3, 4 in the morning and just thinking about a lot of things and kind of restless and just my mind churning a lot and couldn't go back to sleep for several hours. Sometimes I would get up at, 3 or 4 o'clock and just stay up till it's time to get up for the day. And so I began to wonder, what is going on? Something's wrong. And here's the first point I want to tell you. Whenever you're having symptoms in life, things are not going right. It could be insomnia, it could be anxiety, it could be, you're feeling tension, stress, whatever. Any kind of symptoms you have, even the smallest things, are usually an indicator that something's wrong, right? Makes sense. These are symptoms. And I would say most of the time, when you're having symptoms like this or like these, it's usually an issue of the heart. And so I began to look and see what was possibly wrong with me. And the fact is that I was having, there's a lot going on in my life. And I was very busy at work and a lot of daily pressures and things to take care of and things to manage and things to remember and just a lot of problems to solve and stuff to juggle. And so very subtly, and I didn't really notice myself doing this, but I began to take on an unhealthy responsibility for handling all these situations. Now, this is very common. A lot of people, I'd say most people, carry responsibility in an unhealthy way. And your heart is supposed to be childlike and humble and simple. And if you read the Psalms, it says, David said, I will not involve myself in matters too difficult for me. I'll rest like a weaned child against his mother. And so whenever you take on pressure and you're trying to handle too much and do things beyond and above your capability or what God's calling you to do, it can show up with anxiety, in my case, insomnia. So very quickly, I saw what it was, and I gave all these situations over to God, and I said, look, these are all too big for me. I can't handle it. I'm carrying it, and I shouldn't be carrying it. So I gave it all to God, and I began to experience the peace and the rest again of God. And I began to sleep just fine, okay? Slept really great last night. Slept about 9 hours. So here's the second point that I want to tell you, and this is kind of the big deal. When you're having symptoms or something isn't working right, or you're feeling depressed or lonely or sad or anxious or stressed, or maybe you're overeating. I mean, it could be anything. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean there's no hope. It doesn't mean that you're damaged. It just means that you're more than likely walking after the flesh. And you've left the foundational basic things that work in Christianity, which are the fear of God, number one, leaving the gospel, which is really the love of God, or you've left humility and having a childlike heart, which is tied to trusting. So those are kind of the big deals. Having the fear of the Lord, staying underneath the Lord, under his authority, believing his love and the good news that his blood has cleansed you, he's invited you to be his son or his daughter, and he loves you and welcomes you. You have to have both of those. And you also want to have good, healthy postures in your heart that invite trusting, a trusting posture, a tender heart, a childlike heart, being small, not carrying up too much responsibility. And so all these things can invite fear into your life and unnecessary pressures that you were not designed to have or walk in. So when you have symptoms, look for the basic things that we've talked about, because you're probably off in one of the foundational things: the fear of God, the love of God or the gospel, or trusting the Lord. Very simple things, and always look for those when you have symptoms, and it'll probably help you in a lot of situations. We'll see you next time.